Hi, this is Munson with Munson Music, and we're talking about how you can play a song called I Need a Girl by Trey Songz. And it starts out with a really cool little keyboard riff. Actually, if you wanted to kind of play those notes on the guitar, you could go 5th fret on the high E string and slide it to 7th fret. So I'm kind of playing 5th fret and keeping enough pressure to get the sound to kind of slide to 7. And then we play 7 and slide back to 5. And then we play 5 and kind of slide back to 3. And then we play 3 and kind of slide back to 5. And then we play 5 and kind of slide back to 7, and then we go back to 5 on the high E string, and then 3rd fret on the high E string. So you're going A, B, B, A, A, G, G, A, A, B, A, G. And we end up doing that about 3 times, and then at the very end, actually, there's this cool little taglet where you can kind of do the 5 to 7 slide, 7 to 5 slide on the high E string, but then we switch to the B string for 5th fret on the B string, and then kind of slide at the 7th fret, and then 7 slide to 8 on the B string, and then we go back to 7 on the B, and then 5 on the on the B string. So at the very end, you've got kind of this lick where it's A, B, B, A, and then E, F sharp, G, G, F sharp, E. You may want to kind of play around with that too. Now the chord that would kind of back up that whole intro actually would be an E minor chord. And there's a couple different ways you may want to play this. The first way, or the easiest way to play E minor, is to do first finger on the A string, 2nd fret, second finger on the D string on the 2nd fret, and if you strum all those together, that sounds like E minor chord, and it sounds really sad. And we'd end up doing that about 4 times. Now there's another E minor I would think about using for this though too, where if you take that E minor shape and then take 3rd finger and go to the B string 3rd fret and the pinky on the high E string on the 3rd fret, that's all called an E minor 7. So you may want to substitute in E minor 7 for your E minor chords. Now a lot of times for a song like this though, to make it more interesting, I like adding something called a strum pattern. And one of my favorite strum patterns for a 4/4 is down, down, up, up, down, up. So we tried that on the E minor. We have down, down, up, down, up, down, down, up, down, up, down, down, up, down, up, down, down, up, down, up. Now through the tune though, there's some really cool 16th note strummings going on. And what I mean by that is, right now the down, down, up, down, up kind of divides our beat into 2 parts. So 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. That's called an 8th note. But what a 16th note is where you divide that foot tap into 4 parts. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And one of my favorite 16th note strum patterns that actually is kind of the one that gets used in the tune, is actually kind of a variation on, is a long down, 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 up, up, down, down, up, down, up. And what I mean by that is if you take the E minor and do a down for 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. That's what you're doing on the first beat. Then on the second beat, you're doing a down on 1, down on 3, up on 4. So you're going 1, 2, 3, 4, down, down, up, down, down, up, down, down, up. And then on the third beat, you're doing an up on 2, down on 3. So you're going 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, up, down, 1, up, down, 1, up, down. And then on the fourth beat, you're going down, up, right along with the 1, 2, 3, 4. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. So all together, you got long down, 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 up, down, 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 up, long down, 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 up, down, 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 long down, down, up, down, down, down. Now in the song, it sounds a little bit more like a down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, up, down, down, up, down. So if you kind of dig in on that, you'd have E minor with a down, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. So you can play around with any of those, actually kind of pick a way that works for you. And then from there we'll be going into our verse chorus, and our verse chorus starts on an A. And there are a couple different ways you may want to play around with to play the A major. Normally you do first finger on the 2nd fret on the D string, second finger on the G string 2nd fret, third finger on the B string on the 3rd or on the 2nd fret. It's a big party on the 2nd fret, and on the D and the G and the B string. And if you strum all those together, that's called an A major chord. So you could kind of use the A for the A. that makes sense. Or actually, what might be a little bit cooler is to use something called an A7 sus, where you actually do your first finger on the D string second finger on the G string second, but then take the third finger and go to the B string on the third fret, and then the pinky goes to the high E string on the third fret. And if you strum that A string to the high E string, that's called A7 sus. So A minors for those two actually. And the way you play A minor, first finger goes to the B string on the first fret, second finger goes to the D on the second fret, and third finger goes to the G string on the second fret. And if you strum all those together, that sounds like A minor chord, and it sounds kind of sad. So you may want to play around with that actually instead of the A major, kind of digging on that. I'm gravitating towards the sus because that sounds exactly like the recording. We start out our verse chorus on the A7 sus, and then we go to the E minor, and there's a quick change to a D major chord. When we play D major, first finger goes to the G string on the second fret, second finger goes to the high E string on the second fret, and third finger goes to the B string on the third fret. And if you strum just the D to the high E string, that sounds like a B major chord, and it sounds really, really happy. And basically for our verse chorus, where we actually kind of just repeat that a lot, we got kind of E minor, or A7 sus, and then E minor, D, A7 sus, E minor, D, E minor, D. But if we took our strum patterns and kind of applied it, the weird thing is the E minor and the D kind of half. So one way to do that, if you're doing it with a down, down, up, down, up, is to do just a down, down, up on the E minor and a down, down, up on the D. So we tried it that way. We'd have A with the down, down, up, down, E minor, down, down, D, down, down, A, down, down, up, down, E minor, down, down, D, down, down, up. Now what can sound really cool though is to kind of do the E minor with the down, down, up, and then hit the D with the up, down. So we tried it that way. We have A, down, down, up, down, E minor, down, down, D on the up, down, A, down, down, up, down, E minor, down, down, D, up, down, A, down, down, up, down, E minor, down, down, D, up, down, A, down, down, up, down, E minor, down, down, D, up, down. Now with the 16th note pattern, what can be cool too is if you're doing that long down, 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 up, down, down, up, down, is you can kind of have that pattern kind of like we just did with the 8th note pattern. So you could have A with the down, 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 up, down, down, up, down, E minor for the down, 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 up, and the D for the up, down, down, up, down, up. So we got E minor down, or A down, down, up, down, down, up, down, E minor down, 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 up, D up, down, down, up, down, A down, 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 up, down, down, up, down, E minor down, 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 up, D up, down, down, up, down. Now if you're digging on that variation, actually straight from the tune, where you have the down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, down, up, down, up. When you get the E minor D, you'd have E minor with the down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, and then change to the D for the up, down, down, up, down. So we tried it that way. We'd have A with the down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, down, up, down, E minor down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, D up, down, down, up, down, A down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, E minor down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, D up, down, down, up, down. So you want to play around with those. And then we're basically repeating things until we get to our pre-chorus. And on our pre-chorus, we start on the A, and then we go to the E minor. But then we go to a B minor chord. And actually, there's a couple different ways you may want to play around with for the B minor too. Normally, you do this as a second fret bar, second finger on the B string third, third finger on the D string fourth, and the pinky on the G string fourth. And if you strum all those together, that sounds a B minor bar chord. And it sounds really, really sad. Now, because of the A7 sus and the E minor 7 chords there, another B minor that kind of comes to mind is doing first finger on the A string second fret, second finger on the G string second fret, third finger on the B string on the third, and the pinky on the high E on the third. And then that way you don't actually have to kind of move that 3 and 4 from the A chord or for the E minor chord. And if you strum just the A string to the high E string, that'll get you your clearest sound. And then from the B minor in our pre-chorus, we're going back to the E minor, and then we go back to the B minor, and then from the B minor we go to a B7 chord. When we play B7, first finger goes to the D string on the first fret, second finger goes to the A string on the second fret, third finger to the G second fret, and the pinky on the high E string on the second fret. And if you strum the A string to the high E string, that sounds a B7 or a B dominant 7 chord, and it sounds really kind of messed up, and it's kind of supposed to. So if we tried our down, down, up, down, up through our pre-chorus, we'd have A with the down, down, up, down, E minor, down, down, our down, 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 up, down, 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 up. Then we'd have A with the down, 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 up, down, down, up, down, B minor down, 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 up, down, down, up, down, B minor down, 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 up, down, down, up, down, B minor down, 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 up, down, down, up, down, B minor down, 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 up, down, down, up, down, B7 down, 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 up, down, down, up, down. Now another dominant 7 chord that I would think about for the B7 too is something called B9. B9 is a very, very hip, cool sound, where you actually leave the first finger on the D first fret, second finger stays on the A string second fret, but then you take your third finger and kind of bar over the top 3 strings over the E, the D, and the G. So it's like a third finger bar chord. And you're trying to avoid the low E string at all costs. Sometimes I'll run my second finger into it to kind of fade it out. So on that last B7, you may want to kind of think about using that for that. Just be a very, very hip, cool, jazzy kind of sound. And then from there, then we would be going into our chorus part, which is just like our verse and but one other thing I would think about adding to the song though is bass notes. And a lot of times on the first down, up, down, down, up, down, up, you can throw in a bass note for the chord. So on the A7 sus or the A major, you'd have an A string for your bass, and you can keep your down, up, down, up. So A with an A bass, down, up, down, A with an A bass, down, up, down. On the E minor, you'd have the low E string for your bass, or low E bass, down, up, down, up. On the D chord, you'd have the D string for your bass. And then on the B minor chord, we have the A string for the bass. And then when we get to the B7, actually that would have that same bass on the A string. So one way to kind of work that next chorus is we could try basses through it. So if we tried bass down, up, down, up. The weird part is where you got that E minor D change. And you can do it as kind of a bass down, up on each chord if you wanted to. So if we tried it that way, we'd have A with an A bass, down, up, down, E minor, low E bass, down, D with a D bass, down, A with an A bass, down, up, down, E minor, low E bass, down, D with a D bass, down, A with an A bass, down, down, E minor, low E bass, down, D with a D bass, down, up. Or if you wanted to, you could kind of work it as kind of a bass down, up on the E minor, and then keep the D for the up, down, up. So then you have A with an A bass, down, up, down, E minor, low E bass, down, up, D, up, down, A with an A bass, down, up, down, E minor, low E bass, down, up, D, up, down, A with an A bass, down, up, down, E minor, low E bass, down, up, D, up, down, up. Now if you're doing your 16th patterns, you could add in your bass too. So if we're working the down, 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 up, down, 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 up, then you could turn that into kind of a bass, down, down, up, down, down, up, down. So A with an A bass, down, down, up, down, down, up, down. And then kind of do that same thing for the E minor D. So you can keep the bass down, down, up, and then go to the D for the up, down, down, up, down. So if we tried it that way, you'd have A with an A bass, down, down, up, down, down, up, down. E minor, low E bass, down, down, up, D, up, down, down, up, down. A with an A bass, down, down, up, down, down, up, down. E minor, low E bass, down, down, up, D, up, down, down, up, down, up. Or if you're digging on that variation, you could kind of throw in basses on that and make it kind of a bass up, down, up, down, up, down, up, bass, down, up, which can be a very cool thing to do. So we have A7 with a bass up, down, down, up, bass, down, down. E minor, low E bass, up, down, 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 up, D, up, down, down. E minor with a bass up, down, 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 down. E minor bass up, down, down, D, up, bass, down, down, A bass up, down, down, up, bass, down, down. E minor bass up, down, down, D, up, bass, down, down, A bass up, down, down, up, bass, down, down. Here I bass up, down, down, D, up, bass, down, down. And then from there we'd be going into our next verse part, which is actually that same progression. Although after we do kind of that A and the E minor and the D, after we do that twice, there's kind of this big hit on the A where you may want to do just kind of a down and kind of a kill it on the A. And then things dissolve into hand claps. So you may want to try and find percussion for yourself kind of on the guitar. And then we pick it up back up on our pre-chorus. So we tried our pre-chorus with our bass down, up, down, up. We'd have A with the bass, down, up, down, E minor, low E bass, down, down, B minor with an A bass, down, down, E minor, low E bass, down, down, E minor with an A bass, down, down, B7 with an A bass, down, down. Or if we tried that with kind of our bass 16th pattern, we'd have A with the bass, down, up, bass, down, down, E minor bass, down, 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 B minor with an A bass, down, down, E minor low E bass, down, down, B minor with an A bass, down, down, B with an A bass, down, and then from there into our chorus part, so we back to kind of our A. Oh, or if we tried our pre-chorus with kind of that variation, we can have kind of bass up, down, up, down, up, down, up, bass, down, up, down, or bass up, down, up, down, up, bass, down, up, down, be right there, bass up, down, 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 up, bass, down, up, down, be right, bass up, down, up, down, up, bass, down, up, down, be right there, bass up, down, 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 up, bass, down, up, down, be some bass up, down, up, down, down, up, bass, down, up, down, and then from there we'd be going back into our chorus part. So if we kept that going, we'd have the A with a bass up, down, up, down, down, up, bass, down, up, down, be right, bass up, down, up, down, up, down, up, B, up, bass, down, up, down, B, bass up, down, up, down, up, down, up, bass, down, up, down, your bass up, down, up, down, up, down, up, B, up, bass, down, up, down, B, bass up, down, up, down, up, bass, down, up, down, your bass up, down, up, down, up, down, up, B, up, bass, down, up, down, B, bass up, down, up, down, up, bass, down, up, down, your bass up, down, up, down, up, bass, down, up, down, up. And then from there, then we go into our bridge part, and our bridge starts on D major, but then we go to a C major chord. When we play C major, first finger is going to go to the B string on the first fret, second finger on the D string on the second fret, third finger on the A string on the third fret, and strum just the A string to the high E string, and that sounds like a C major chord. It sounds really, really happy. Now another C you may want to play around with though is something called C major 9, where you do first finger on the D string on the second fret, second finger on the A string third fret, third finger on the B string on the third fret, and the pinky on the high E string on the third fret. And that's called a C major 9, and that may make things a little bit easier because from the D to the C major 9, your third finger would kind of stay in the same place. So that can kind of help out if you're digging on those voicings. Actually, sometimes I'll call those drone voicings, that those ones with 3 and 4 kind of down on the third fret on the B and the E, because you kind of got that sound kind of resonating through it. So we tried our bridge with our down, down, up, down, up. We'd have D with down, down, up, down, C, down, down, up, down, B, down, down, up, down, C, down, down, up, down, B minor, down, down, up, down, B7, down, down, up, down, up. Or if we tried that with our bass, down, up, down, up, we'd have D with the bass, down, up, down, C with an A bass, down, down, B with the D bass, down, down, C with an A bass, down, down, B minor with an A bass, down, down, B7 with an A bass, down, down, up. Or if we tried that with our 16th pattern, we'd have D with a down, 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 up, down, down, up, down, C, down, 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 up, down, down, up, down, D, down, 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 up, down, down, up, down, C, down, 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 up, down, down, up, down, B minor, down, 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 up, down, down, up, down, B7, down, 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 up, down. Or if we added basses to that, then we have D with a bass, down, down, up, bass, down, up, down, C bass, down, down, up, bass, down, up, down, D with the bass, down, down, up, bass, down, up, down, C with the bass, down, down, up, bass, down, up, down, B minor with an A bass, down, down, up, bass, down, up, down, B7 with an A bass, down, down, up, bass, down, up, down. Or if we were working at it with kind of our variation from the tune, we'd have down, up, down, up, down, down, up, down, down, up, down, C, down, up, down, up, down, down, up, down, down, up, down, B, down, up, down, up, down, down, up, down, down, up, down, C, down, up, down, up, down, down, up, down, down, up, down, B minor, down, up, down, up, down, down, up, down, down, up, down, B7. Or if we added basses to that, then we have D with a bass up, down, up, down, down, up, bass, down, up, down, C, bass up, down, up, down, down, up, bass, down, up, down, B, bass up, down, up, down, down, up, bass, down, up, down, C, bass up, down, up, down, down, up, bass, down, up, down, B minor, B7. And then from there, then we'd be going kind of into our chorus for our outro. So we'd be back to kind of that A, E minor, D, A, E minor. But that's the basics of how you can strum through I Need a Girl by Trey Songz. So good luck!